Hi guys, welcome back to another video of What If Lori Survived in The Walking Dead. So let's get into it. We start off by seeing Daryl and the others who are going back to the hilltop after Gavin's death. And when they make it back to the hilltop, they tell everybody at Hilltop about what happened to Gavin and how they saved Henry, because now they saw how many people the Whispers have, and it seems like they're gonna need to get their weapons ready for another war. And we see more of the group who arrive at the kingdom, and they're working on a fair because they want to brighten up the mood because of the entire Whisper war going on. And everybody's just having a good time getting it prepared. And we see Henry, who's asking Carl about how they survived on the road before they got to Alexandria. And Benjamin would join in the conversation and listen to Carl talk about the times with what happened with the governor before he was a savior, and the Shane thing, and basically everything else that happened. And we see Carol, who's becoming really happy about all this fair and stuff. But then Daryl comes up to her and tells her about Gavin and what happened to him and stuff. And also, we see Rick, who hears about this, and he tells Daryl to keep quiet about the Whispers because he doesn't want to. Because only the main people that want to actually fight the Whispers should know about this. And Rick says right now we have to ignore the Whispers and give everybody a good time. And he tells Daryl he asks Daryl if they have Gavin's body. And Daryl says they already buried him someplace in the forest because they couldn't keep on going on with his body. And the fair is ready, and everybody just dives into having some fun, and everybody's having a great time at the kingdom with the fair, and everybody's just having fun, and basically it's just a good time overall. And they're remembering the ones they lost, and they're not really remembering much from the ones they are remembering the ones they lost, and they're paying their respects to Gavin because they don't really want them to find out what exactly happened to Gavin, so they don't say what happened. So yeah, and everybody's just having a really good time. But then Sadiq starts noticing that some people are missing, and he immediately goes to tell Rick about this, and he tells Rick. And since Rick can't go out right now because people will know something's wrong, he sent out a group of people to go. That group being Daryl, Carol, Alden, DJ, Axel, Merle, and Maggie. And they all head out, and eventually they find a field, and they start seeing start seeing some pikes, and those pikes have heads on it, and those people are a part of the group. And those people that just died being Tara, and after Tara is Enid, is Ben, and after Ben is Reg, and after Reg is Herschel, and after Herschel is Sasha, and after Sasha is T-Dog, after T-Dog is Pete, and after Pete is Jesse, and that's about it for the people who die on the pikes. And Maggie breaks into tears seeing Herschel as a head on a pike. And she starts remembering all the good times she had with Herschel, and she quickly runs over to his head and she tries taking it off, and Daryl quickly grabs her and starts telling her it's okay, and she's just in tears, and she's just crying that Herschel's gone. But the worst part is she has to tell Beth as well about what happened to Herschel. And Daryl takes everybody back to Alexandria. And when they get back, Daryl tells everybody about who they lost and how they died from the Whispers and what brutality the Whispers did to them. And they just basically tell that they chopped off their heads and put them on pikes. And Axel would come in and he'd say that's not even the worst part of it, because he's found a couple of their group members injured in the forest when he went back to check if there was anything else. And he shows them an injured Morales and an injured Sadiq. And they just get the other medics that I don't think that they're alive, because I think they died. And they just bring to the medic, oh yeah, Denise is still alive, so I guess they bring her to Denise. And we see Herschel Jr., who's wondering where Herschel is, because that's his grandpa, and he'd get a bit upset because he can't find him really. But then Glenn goes up to him, and Glenn would cheer him up a little, and he'd spend some time with Herschel Jr. to get his head off of Herschel. And Dwight and also DJ are sent to see if they were followed or not. So they go out to search if there's any Whispers around this area that followed them back to camp. And we see Maggie, who's gonna need to tell Beth about Herschel dying on the pikes, and she goes up to Beth and tells her about it. And Beth, for a second, she just stands still, looking numb as ever, and then she just breaks into tears. And then Morgan starts going crazy again, and he gets his weapons, and he's ready to go out to get the Whispers back, and he's ready to go kill some of them. And he gets his weapons, but Lori tries stopping him, and she's just like, we need you here, and we need you to calm the others down. We need your help. And Morgan, he just tells her to back off and mind her own business. And Morgan leaves the kingdom, and he gets on one of his horses, and he starts riding into the forest, where Dwight and Daryl, Merle, and the others told him about the Whisper base. Morgan starts traveling towards wherever it is, and he finds the Whisper camp, and eventually all the Whispers would start to go make a circle around him, and more Whispers would start coming. And then Morgan starts killing the walkers around their area, and he would introduce himself as being a part of Rick's group, and Beta would say he's not no famous guy, and they don't care about no introduction, and he tells him to shut his mouth before he does it for him. And Morgan starts laughing to this, and he stabs the Whisper beside him. Then he proceeds to take down more and more Whispers with ease, and then we see Beta, who rushes towards Morgan, and Morgan gets out his broomstick, or whatever you want to call it, Aikido or whatever. Morgan slide tackles Beta, but Alpha comes from behind and shoots Morgan, and then a gunshot would fire, and Morgan would fall to the ground, and Morgan would start to suffer from the bullet he just got in his back. And Morgan tries to tell Alpha that she can still change and she still has a chance. And Morgan's breath would slowly start, and Morgan would start to breathe slower and slower. And he tells Alpha she doesn't have to be like how he was. But Alpha just shoots him in the head, and Morgan dies. But that will be it for today, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed, and bye-bye.